Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Bed Tech Show, where your hosts, Ben and Ethan, discuss tech at bedtime. We are excited because I think this is our 15th episode, right?
Woo! I
So,
did not know that. Number
yeah,
15. Let's go, baby.
yeah. So this is pretty cool. We've got a lot of good content on our channel, and we've got a great show for you tonight, especially because this is like the first official day of CES, even though they've been doing stuff all week. So it's like, I mean, beginning of the week it was like -2, and now it's like the first official day. So
Oh
anyway,
yeah. So
we've
much
got
stuff.
some cool stuff with CES. So let's start off with an article on just the best of CES and what it has to offer.
Yeah.
So just looking at it here, we've got some tech from L'Oreal Hapta. So this looks to be an assistive lipstick applicator, which it to me, I don't I don't wear lipstick. However, I think this invention is pretty cool. It's something that's like completely out there and really outlandish, but I think this is kind of like the out of the box thinking that really gets at innovation of other products and something that can really be beneficial.
Yeah. This is out of my world. Personally, I'm like, if your hand, when you're applying lipstick, if like your hand is already like unsteady, then if you hold the device, I would assume won't that make it unsteady? I don't
Yeah,
know.
I would think so too. I
So
don't know how this is going to work.
yeah, I don't know. I didn't see the demo. I didn't look too much into that. That didn't catch my eye.
No, I just think it's kind of interesting that,
Yeah.
this would be a thing,
Yeah.
and it's kind of interesting.
I think I need to see like a demo of it and ask my wife, what do you think about that?
Yeah,
Because
I agree. I would
it's
have to do
not
that.
our realm. This next one though, I like.
Oh, yes. Finally, Sony is getting into um adaptability for their accessories,
Yeah.
and this Project Leonardo that'll work out of the box for the PlayStation 5. It offers a circular gamepad and swappable buttons for third-party accessories.
Yeah.
So,
Microsoft already has theirs.
yeah, that came out like 5 years ago.
Yeah,
So,
they've had it for a
Sony's a
while.
little late to the game here.
Yeah. Yeah. But I like it. And Microsoft CEO like tweeted congratulations to Sony um because he was like super stoked that just more people are going to be able to enjoy video games.
Y
Which I thought that was cool. We see that a lot, bridging the gap of like console wars,
yeah.
between Microsoft and PlayStation. Microsoft oftentimes will just congratulate other consoles, other companies who make the consoles. But this is great for PlayStation. Phenomenal, and I think you can interchange those buttons. It comes with like a pack, and you can change out what's on the dial, I guess you could say.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. I mean, I was really excited when Microsoft came out with their accessibility, controller, and now seeing that Sony's getting into this really means making gaming more accessible for everyone and giving people an opportunity to play.
For sure. Yeah, yeah, and yeah, I like it. It just means gaming is going to be even more accepted, and the industry will just get larger and larger
Yeah,
because now,
it's no
like,
longer just for kids.
yeah, definitely not. What's that? It's like the average gamer is like in their 30s.
Yep. So I guess we are the average gamer now.
Yeah, it's like our generation. We grew up on it.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's pretty cool. We've got some health and fitness here, blood pressure monitoring. I didn't see too much into this, but there's going to be a fingertip monitor that offers cuffless blood pressure monitoring. That's
yeah,
pretty wild.
I think that's really cool. Um, I I think the world, you could argue, it's becoming more and more it's becoming unhealthier every year, every generation, because of like just ease of access to food, and mass production of food, and how we produce food, things like that.
Hmm.
But at the same time, I think the world is also becoming more health conscious, right? We have smart scales, we have apps, we have watches, all these things to just help us be mindful of our health. So it's this really interesting balancing act here. We have another device here that, blood pressure monitoring. To me, that was like something very rare that only people who were, you know, medically inclined to have bad blood pressure, they're the ones that are constantly going to go want to check it and they have to go somewhere to get it checked. But now it's like anyone and everyone can have a blood monitoring um, product in their house. So it's like if I go work out, I come home, I check my BPI, I check my weight, I check whatever,
Mhm.
and then I can check my blood pressure. And it's like just another convenient thing, another data point for us to ingest to see how we can improve and get better. Um, but like I said, it's this weird balancing act in the world because everything is getting easier and faster. And you could say that humans are becoming lazier because we have convenience of everything,
Mhm.
fast food, delivered food. Like we don't have to work so hard to get the food that we eat. And then the food that we do eat, the majority of it is like built in a lab, you could say, right? It's
Right.
not like fresh, clean food. But then we have all these data input and data devices that give us insight to this is what your health looks like, and we have social media with like tons of people and gurus telling you what's good and what's bad. And so I don't know. I think if this does give really good insight, I'd be interested in buying this because I don't really know what my blood pressure is. I don't know what's good and what's bad. And if I can educate myself on that and find ways to improve it, I would want to, right?
You're right.
So I like it. I think it's cool.
Yeah, I think this is really cool. Um, makes checking this a little bit more accessible for other people, and I like the convenience of it,
Yeah.
and it's probably something that I would even use just to monitor myself, whereas getting a regular blood pressure cuff, just seems like
Yeah.
more work than it's worth for me.
Yeah, and then like you have to have someone like monitor your heart. When I think of
Right.
blood pressure, I think like the wrap. Like they pump the air, and then like the
Yeah.
doctor's checking your heart. Or you go to like CVS pharmacy, and they have like the chair you put your arm in through, and like
Mhm.
it's like a little thing that like inflates.
Crushes
I
your
don't know.
arm.
Yeah, it crushes your arm. Yeah. So this is super convenient, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
So pretty cool. Um, Another thing that I think has been like a really big hit is LG's offerings that they've shown at CES. And this is just kind of a snapshot of what they've announced. They have like several new OLED TVs this year. And one of their standouts was their signature OLED M3, a 97-inch 4K giant. Um, and one of the things with this is that it's able to receive 4K 120 hertz video signal wirelessly, video and audio through a separate box that can be up to 30 feet away. They dub this
Yeah.
box the Zero Connect, which is one of their proprietary standards there that offers 3 times the speed of Wi-Fi 6. And it also includes an eARC port, so you can have an audio return channel, which is pretty cool. So that way, if you have a sound bar, it'll go through that, and it can be transmitted wirelessly as well.
Yeah, this is insane, honestly. This is, I mean, LG is now competing against high-end uh projection theaters. 97 inches, bro.
That is
97 inches, that's massive.
that is massive.
And to be wireless, like to be on the wall, you don't have to worry about wires, and then you can hook up, a solid sound system. This is like this is a competitor for projection theaters.
Yeah.
You and I, we probably know a bunch of people who've like finished their basements and they like put up a projector and they put up a sound system. Like that's not cheap, but
No, it's pretty expensive. Been looking into it, and
yeah,
not something I want to spend money on.
especially if you want to get something that's the quality of a 4K at 120 hertz. Like
Right.
I don't know where I could find a projector that is reasonably priced that produces that.
Yeah.
And then you have to figure out all the hookups for it. That's kind of complicated. This is a TV. TVs are so easy to figure out. You plug it in for the power, you plug in your HDMI for whatever you want to watch. And if it's a
Right.
smart TV, which this is, then it's like you got what you want on the TV. So
Right. And you know what'll be interesting in this, because if this is a smart TV, I wonder if um like you could connect a hard line into the zero connect box to have a dedicated network cable into it.
I would assume so, right? Doesn't it say that? Well, sorry. I thought it said that this was a smart TV. Maybe it's not, but I would assume it is.
I would assume it is. I mean,
It
generally
says,
TVs that are being out would have to be a smart TV.
yeah, I think nowadays there's not really any TV that's not a smart TV.
Yeah.
But it does say instead you plug your media streamers, cable box, or game consoles into the breakout box.
Right.
So I'd assume that like your cable, I mean, that's what you're saying, right? Your cable box.
No, just like your Ethernet. So like if you wanted to have
Oh,
dedicated um dedicated internet for your TV, um if you could direct connect your Ethernet cable into that zero connect box, so you could have that for your TV.
yeah, for the like streaming.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be crazy. I wonder, yeah.
So yeah, that'll be interesting. But I mean, like looking at this, I'm thinking this is going to be the next TV that I get. So I mean,
Yeah.
going to be on the verge of getting another house soon, so gonna need to put a TV in there.
Yeah.
So this seems like a good contender for that.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I wouldn't blame you. This is pretty sick. I wonder what the price point is going to be. What do you think it'll be? Do you think it'll break 10K?
Oh, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if it did, but
97 inches, man.
97 inches, that's a lot. And
4K,
so
120 hertz.
like
Wireless. I
if
think
you're getting into that, you're looking just for a normal TV, you're looking probably like 6,000 range.
yeah.
And so if this is going to be wireless with this type of technology, I'm thinking it's going to be more than that. If they want to like move this product, I would say they would have to keep this under 10 though.
Really.
It's probably going to be 9,900. So
Dude, I literally was just thinking that like it's probably gonna be like 9999,
yeah.
just like under 10K,
Yeah.
that's where they could advertise it. So
So yeah, probably have to buy this in Oregon or Montana, just to get the free
sales.
sales tax.
Sales. I don't know about you, but like all the nice cars I see around here, it's like their license plate is Montana, because people set up PO boxes in Montana,
Yes.
and then when they buy the car, they're like, "Yeah, my address is in Montana." And it's like, "Oh yeah, okay, nice
Yeah.
PO box is there," and then they just have like a forwarding address from their PO box in Montana to their
Mhm.
house. So it's a way to
Yes.
get free sales tax.
Sales tax, it's the worst.
That's so dumb. Yeah,
But that's another topic for another day.
yeah,
But yeah,
agreed.
this is cool. I mean that, and LG, they announced a lot of other stuff. They've got like stuff for their gaming monitors now. They're coming out with a 240. Their new Ultra Gear lineup is a 240 hertz, 34-inch curved monitor that you can curve it up to a 90 degree curve,
Oh yeah, have it
or
flat.
it'll go to a flat monitor. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I've
so you
seen
have
that.
that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
Um,
I've seen that. I would always worry if I'm like gonna adjust it, because you have to like grab the sides and pull up and back, when you're adjusting it.
yeah,
I'd
that's
always feel
the
like I'm gonna
ones that
break it.
are yeah, those are the ones that are out now, but I think LG's offering
Oh,
has a motorized actuator on it.
oh,
So
got it,
so
got
you
it.
just put in the dial and then it'll automatically make that curve for you. So
Oh, that's really nice.
yeah, because I would definitely be worried myself of bending those monitors. I'm gonna overbend it and just break it,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
I would be SOL, shortly out of luck.
yeah. It's like just one more degree. I think I do
Yes.
one more degree. Boom, like snap. Like, oh nope, can't go one more degree.
Yeah. So so yeah, that's good. That's gonna be pretty cool. And they've got their new yoga book here that's
Yeah,
gonna be
so
putting
I
through
saw,
two 13-inch monitors.
yeah, I saw an unboxing of this. A
Oh,
guy I
really?
follow on social media unboxed it, and I actually think this is so cool. It's really interesting because this photo displays two different screens, but you can have the screens essentially just be one, and you can scroll up and down. You know, on the left side we see the top and
Oh.
bottom screen, so you can have that be one screen. So if you're looking through like for example, like a chat room, like
Mhm.
Discord, or if you're looking at a coding, and or if you're looking at a list of photos that you want to go through, you can just kind of scroll up and down. It'll sync. It'll go from the bottom one all the way through the top one. It'll be fluid. Or you can have them break out into separate screens like this. I like how you can flip it from like horizontal to vertical.
Mhm.
Um, that's kind of cool. And if you don't have the keyboard, then you can have this top screen be the screen and the bottom screen be the
With the key.
keyboard, like a tap screen keyboard. Yeah. It looked really clean and really good. Um, I, I don't know what the performance is like. I didn't look in the specs of that, but I don't know. When it comes to stuff like this, I always look back at the Surface Pro, and honestly, I look at the iPad, like the iPad Pro,
Mhm.
because the processing is so strong. Especially the Surface Pro, you can get the Intel chips, that are really strong.
Yeah.
And I don't know what capabilities there are here, um, from like processing power for editing videos, or um, I don't know if you're doing a lot of GPU stuff,
Yeah, I think if it's
or
gonna be do
CPU.
GPU stuff, it's probably gonna be pretty limited. Um, if it does have a discrete graphics, it you probably wouldn't get more than 4 or 6 gigs,
Yeah, yeah,
for it. But most likely, it's gonna be an integrated graphics with an Intel chip. But
yeah.
I guess now AMD does have integrated graphics in their new, AMD line, so that's
Mm,
potential that they could have an AMD chip
got it.
in them as well.
Yeah, I mean, the two screens is really cool. I think it's a really neat design. I personally really like it. I don't know if I'll buy it though, just because I would personally want something that I would want more power versus screen real estate. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, for this, I would if I'm going for a laptop, I want something that's gonna be powerful enough to do what I'm gonna do. And if I have a laptop and I want more screens, I'm just gonna connect it to a dock with more screens on it.
Yeah, I think this is great for students,
Oh,
for
yeah.
young professionals who are just like having fun with something. But I think this is more of like the younger generation, right? People
Mhm.
who are going to be multitasking, they're going to be taking notes while looking at their book. You can see that on the side there. I don't think this is there for the the tech guru, the individual who's really involved in the day to day for their work with processing a lot of uh, I don't know, high demand bandwidth. I don't know how to describe it, but I think you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think it's for people who are using computers lightly. You know what I mean? Not people who are doing heavy lifting, heavy load on their computer processing, or
Yeah.
graphics processing for that matter.
Completely agree. Looks like Android is gonna have an answer to Apple's MagSafe technology. So, now there's going to be a Qi 2 charging standard, which will finally bring some similar function to the rest of the handset market. It's going to have support for magnetic power cables, which will pay the way for handy charging discs like the Puck or the MagSafe charger, and
Oh,
allow for 15-watt charger. So no longer will Apple phones be the only magnetic charging options out there. There will be more.
interesting. That's cool. I like that. I like competition,
Yes,
and
I do too.
I like options as a consumer.
And
So
now I won't have to pay the Apple premium tax for magnetic charging.
yeah, for real.
Oh, it looks like we're going to have a robotic drone
Yeah, I didn't look too
Dog,
much into this.
me either.
I don't know. I'm not
Uh,
that interested.
this kind of caught my eye, the GE Profile Smart Mixer.
I don't know. I mean, what? Tell me why we need a smart mixer. That's my question. It's like, oh, there's
I
super
don't know
powerful.
why. I mean, I have a mixer. I use it a lot for making bread and dough and stuff, and
Yeah,
my wife uses it a lot for baking stuff.
yeah,
However, I don't know that I've ever needed a smart mixer, but it's kind of like that episode on The Big Bang Theory where they are making the hair barrettes for Penny, and they say, "Oh, we should add Bluetooth with it because everything with Bluetooth makes it better." And so I'm kind of thinking GE might have put that same adage to this. Let's make it a smart mixer because anything with smart features makes it better.
yeah. I think that's honestly what it is. It's like, what else can we make smart? And it's like, no, how about cooking space? What can we make smart? A mixer.
Yeah.
Okay. It's
So
like knows when to perfectly stop mixing, you
yeah,
know?
or how much torque to apply when kneading dough.
Yeah, 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 exactly.
So
Your
it
cookie dough is complete. Bing.
exactly. So I think this is kind of cool. I doubt that I would ever buy it or
Yeah,
spend $1,000 for something like this.
yeah, never. Plus, I feel
But
like true, authentic chefs and bakers, they like the idea of like a pinch of salt, like
yeah,
they like the feel of it. It's like I don't need like a perfect calculation, mathematical calculation. Like I want to just have my own feel to it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is pretty interesting, but doubt that I would get it. I'm kind of interested in Ram's offering of their electric truck and getting into the electric truck market here.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have more cars coming out the next day as well. But this is great. I want more electric trucks. I want more electric trucks. I want good options. Chevy, they've talked about theirs, and it looks like the old Avalanche, which I don't really like that body style. The Ford
Yeah.
Lightning looks like a classic truck. This looks like it's kind of a mix. It's not a classic truck, but it's also not too modern. It's not like a
Yeah.
Rivian. I think it looks bigger than the Rivian too. So
Yeah. I think this is going to be an actual half-ton class where the Rivian's more of your compact truck.
yeah, yep.
So
Integrated movie projector, man. That's insane. That's really
yeah.
cool. Camping's gonna be so bougie. it's like it's
Sounds
like
like my kind of vehicle.
yeah, yeah, you're out in the woods and it's like
Oh, let's show a
uh
movie.
yeah, yeah. Ram, play Cars on Disney Plus. It's like
Yes.
you know, so
This
crazy.
did mention a shadow mode that trains the truck to follow along behind its dismounted driver from a safe distance.
Wait a sec. Shadow mode, follow behind the dismounted driver at a safe distance. Bro, Ghost Ride the Whip, baby.
Yes.
I don't know if I trust that though. Oh, I don't know if I trust that.
Yeah, I don't know if I trust because so I have a Tesla and it has supposed full self-driving and smart summon to it. And the idea with smart summon is that wherever I'm at, I can have the car come to me. It will navigate through the parking lot, um, miss cars, miss pedestrians, and come to me safely, supposedly. Um, I've used it on empty parking lots because I definitely don't trust it around other cars or around other vehicles. And it's not the way that I would drive and definitely not as smooth as it should be. And I
Mm,
don't think it is there to the point that I would trust it enough just to come to me to pick me up if like it was in a parking lot and I was standing at the door outside of a retail shop that it was raining that I just wanted it to come and I didn't want to go through the parking lot.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. Like I'm with you, dude. I don't think I would trust it.
But I think if they have this idea and they invest the time into making it work, I think that that's good for good for the industry, good for innovation, and makes Tesla keep innovating so that they don't lag behind.
Yeah, true.
Got some more TVs. Samsung is launching its micro LED TV. So
146 inches, dude.
yeah,
What
so
the
that
heck?
was the one that was unveiled in 2018.
Oh yeah,
Now,
the wall. Yeah,
yeah,
I
and
do
now
remember that.
and now they're gonna have like actual economical versions of it with a 50 and 63-inch TV.
Dude, economical is 50 and 63 inches. Dude, like my grandparents are like, I used to watch TV on a 12-inch box, like in black
Yeah,
and white.
in black and white, uphill in the rain, both ways.
In the snow. In the
Yes,
snow.
snow. uh, uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
so
just so crazy. The times have changed so much, man. It just blows my mind.
yeah,
146 inches. It's like I'm just reminded of like like have you ever seen that clip of like it's like a commercial with Kobe Bryant and Kanye West and Kanye's like, how much more successful should I be or something like that? And Kobe's like, more successful. I feel like people in the TV industry are like,
yes,
how much bigger should we make these TVs? Just more bigger, just bigger, more,
many much bigger.
many, much bigger, much more, many more bigger. Yeah. So ridiculous.
Oh, geez. Yeah. So, I mean, now it's kind of nice that they're going to actually have a smaller offering because when this technology was unveiled a few years ago, I thought it was pretty neat technology, even though now I hope that they made it a little bit better because 5 years in the tech world is like, like a
A long
lifetime.
time. Yeah. That's a long time.
So, um, hopefully we'll see it at some affordable prices. I think this one is interesting. The German
Yeah.
bionic apogee.
Yeah. I think I've seen a lot of prototypes of stuff like this with just body enhancers, and I think the military has been using a lot of technology like this, like a robotic skeleton, like an exoskeleton, right,
Mhm.
to lift heavy things, to move heavy things. I'm sure they've tried to weaponize it, put like a minigun on it or whatever, I don't know, but I think it's really awesome that they're actually bringing it to the commercial state. I hope this provides a lot more safety in
Yes.
blue collar jobs because you know you always hear we have OSHA for a reason. You always hear of accidents happening. It's really sad. It's really unfortunate that like major accidents happen on the job, and even with and this might even allow individuals who have injuries in the past that may not necessarily be work related, but just injuries that inhibit them to work. Maybe now
Right.
they are enabled to work and provide support and help to their families. So I like this a lot, actually. This is really cool. These exosuits.
Yeah, I think this will definitely, like as you said, bring a lot of safety into blue collar jobs and can allow more productivity as well. People that may not necessarily be able to lift as much will now have the ability and safety to be able to lift things. And hopefully this would mitigate and potentially eliminate OSHA reportable accidents for stuff like
Yeah.
this.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I think this is a step in the right direction.
Yeah, I agree. And also this might mitigate like the need for machines, like large machines to like carry pallets and things like that.
Yeah,
Because if you can enhance this exoskeleton suit to where you can lift, 1,000 pounds, 2,000 pounds, you wouldn't need them except for the height aspect, but
right.
still. The nerd in me is like, this is the first step towards a Gundam mobile suit, baby.
I know.
Like Mecca, let's go.
Let's go. Or I'm thinking of the movie Live Die Repeat, Edge of
Oh
Tomorrow.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's another great example. They've got the exo suits there that are like massive, right?
Yes.
So That's
So
cool.
yeah, bring some good potential here. So yeah, I mean, this is cool. There was a lot of good gadgets that came up with CES. I'm pretty excited to see what's going to be coming up um, as CES continues. Uh, and you know, it's always nice to see what future technology is, and um, when that actually comes out, and we get to experience it.
Yeah,
So
I agree. Did you see another one that I wanted to quickly touch on is the urine, the pee analyzer.
no, I didn't see that.
It's pretty cool. So so you put it in your toilet almost like you know how they have like those toilet cleaners that are like on the side of the wall.
Yeah.
So you put it in your toilet like on the side of the wall and it will collect like a little sample and of your urine. And then it'll like send you information about it, like you're
Oh, nice.
dehydrated or like too much sodium in your urine. It's like whatever. So it's like eat more bananas.
Yeah.
It's like cool. Tell me about my pee.
Yes.
The little kid in me is like, I'm gonna pee on this thing all
All
day.
day.
Like that's my target.
Oh, I like
Anyway,
that.
I thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah. Um, I mean, that can bring a lot of useful information, getting with a healthier diet, but just looking at the kid in me too, yeah, that would be something that I'd be aiming for every time.
Dude, they would get insane licensing deals with like Disney, like like shoot down the TIE fighter. They make the outside of it a TIE fighter or something. They're like
Yes.
trying to nail it, or like,
Uh,
I don't know, stuff like that. Like
yeah, that
like make it like a Nerf target. They partner with Nerf gun, they make it like a Nerf target, they're trying to nail it. Dude, they could get some insane licensing deals with
yeah,
that.
they would get some insane licensing deals. I would probably buy them all.
Dude, same.
Oh gosh. All right, should we get into AI chatbot AI chat GPT for Windows?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Chat GPT just
Oh,
taking the world by storm.
it is. And I have to say, since we talked about it just a couple episodes ago, I have been using it a ton for work. It has seriously made my life so much easier. Uh
No, that's good, man.
I mean,
That's really good.
one of the things that I had it do that uh I just wanted to test its limits. I'm like, write me a motivational speech that's about 30 minutes long and incorporates real world business examples. And it pumped out this speech for it. And I was able to use it for a presentation at work. And I was like this amazing motivational speaker on teamwork and how it worked. And I was like, I didn't have to do anything other than just speak at the meeting and put in this query. It was
It's so
wonderful.
crazy. That's so crazy. That's so insane, man. Blows my mind. Yeah, Chat GPT.
Yeah. So Microsoft is going to be adding ChatGPT to their search engine,
Hmm.
Bing. So I might actually start using Bing because Bing has essentially been worthless. So Microsoft is actually in the works of launching this version in their search engine by using artificial intelligence behind ChatGPT in Bing. This information was cited by two people in direct knowledge of the plans, and Microsoft could launch the new feature before the end of March in hopes to challenging Google's search engine and the information reported.
Oh man, this is gonna be. At first, I thought, what's that gonna do, really? But now, the more you think about it, I mean, it truly becomes an assistant, right?
Mhm.
Like just it becomes like Jarvis from
Yes.
Iron Man. And but there's no voice to it. It's just text, right?
Right.
So like for me, if I have a question about something very specific, I'll Google it, but I'll add in the word Reddit to like my key terms because I know the Reddit thread will have the very specific situation. And
Right.
I'll go on Reddit and I'll read different people's examples. With Chat GPT, you can just ask the direct question and it'll use the intelligence to just find those threads and just supply you with that information. That's what blows my mind. It's just you can literally ask this thing anything very specific and it will give you the results. And to me, that's just crazy. It's just so much more enhanced. It truly is. like a virtual assistant that's so customized and so catered and specific to you
Yeah.
and what your need is.
Yeah. I mean, if Microsoft does this, this is going to be a game changer. I
Yeah.
mean, for me, like using Chat GPT in my work, the only one of the downfalls that I found with it is that its information is only current up through like 2021.
Mhm.
So, me being in the legal world and having to deal with real world issues sometimes, that gap can kind of be a barrier for me to being able to use it a lot more.
Yeah. Yeah,
And so
definitely.
I think with like Google, one of the biggest things with that is that it does have that real world up to real time information that you can utilize. And so, you know, once like Google starts using this AI model and utilizing it into that, I think that's when we're going to have a real synergy in this technology, and it's truly going to take off and become mainstream.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, it's gonna be crazy because right now, I mean, you think about your information finding process. It's so much easier than what it was when we were kids, right?
Mhm.
Right now, you have to kind of play around with the keywords that you're trying to find, right? And then you have to scan the results to
Right.
see what are the results. And if it's not on the first page, it most likely isn't the right keywords, right? I don't
Right.
ever go to the second page. I don't know who does, right? If it's not on the first page, you're not Googling it right. So then
Right.
then you have to figure out the keywords. With this, no, you just ask the straight question and you make it specific. Boom, you're gonna get the answer. It's gonna be
Right.
insane. It's gonna be so crazy.
And I love being able to like um ask follow-up questions to your original
Yes,
inquiry.
yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah,
That is a game changer.
yeah. It builds. You can build upon your query. That's a phenomenal. It's so crazy that you can do that.
Yeah. And we kind of talked about earlier how schools like New York City public schools have been banning this access to the AI tool that could help students cheat. And, New York City has been banning students and teachers from using Chat GPT in the district networks and devices as of Thursday. And it comes from some growing concerns that the tool, which generates eerily convincing responses and even essays and responses to the user's prompts, could make it easier for students to cheat on assignments. Some worries that Chat GPT could be used to spread inaccurate information. So, I think this is interesting. We had a bit of a conversation earlier about this that, it's interesting that rather than um, forcing someone to stop using a tool that could potentially help them, that they should take the route of, okay, let's teach our children how to use this correctly and how to decipher good information from inaccurate information.
Agreed. Yeah, yeah. I understand how there's potential for like plagiarism. Like you
Mhm,
just copy and paste someone else's work and just say, Chat GPT, reword this in a 18-year-old high school student format, right? Whatever.
mhm,
And then also misinformation, Chat GPT isn't perfect, right? So I can understand that. But it bugs me that the schooling system in America, I can't speak for the rest of the world, but the schooling system in America has been the same. And it rarely changes, and when it does, it's minimal change. And
mhm.
it bugs me because the schooling process that we have, it is not good school education for real life experience. I
I
think
completely agree.
yeah, like K through 5 is is foundational. We need that information.
Right.
How to do mathematics, how to read and write, how to like science, foundational science. I can understand that. But once you get into high school, come on, man. Like these kids are smart and they're smarter than their teachers when it comes to technology.
Mhm.
And for teachers to be like, oh, we don't want them to cheat on writing an essay. They're never going to need to write a freaking essay anymore. Are you kidding me?
Right.
Like, they have Chat GPT, they have all this technology. It's only going to get better. If they become doctors and scientists and they're going to want to be published, they're going to pump their findings from their experiments into an AI that will produce a paper for them. They don't
Right.
need to write. And in order, and my, like we talked about this, I have people that I know where they restrict their kids from using screens, which I can understand why, but they significantly restrict them from using screens and from using any kind of technology. And in my mind, I think your kids will be behind.
Right.
They're going to be behind the times. They're not going to be on the forefront of technology. They're not going to be part of the advancement of technology. They're not going to know how to code, to query, to look things up,
Mhm.
and they're going to be lost in the world. And they're going to have a steep learning curve to try and figure it all out because they grew up without it. So for our schooling system to try and shut this down, I can understand why. It's very reactionary.
Mhm.
Um, in my opinion, it's a lazy approach to Chat GPT. A more innovative and a more strategic approach would be for the school government to say, Chat GPT is amazing. How can we leverage it to enhance the learning? Like you said,
Right.
right? And they aren't doing that. They're just scared. They're scared. They're lazy. They don't want to try and figure out how to innovate with it. And so they're like, let's just shut it down. Let's just keep the traditional path, make them write their essays, make them do all the work on their own. Let's live in the Stone Age and let's ignore all the accessibility and the technology they have and make them do all the hard work, you know?
Right. Yeah, and I you know, I really dislike it when, you know, people put an absolute ban on something because they don't have all of the information or don't have the knowledge to deal with the issue.
Yeah.
I mean, the issue here is not necessarily that kids are cheating. It's that they have found a way of getting the necessary information at an more efficient rate.
Yeah.
And so with that, we should be developing a program that really caters to that and utilizes that information and teaches them how to use that information and decipher it when they get out into the real world. Because I completely agree the way that education is in the United States is broken and hasn't evolved.
Yeah.
Because I look at my law school experience, the way that they teach law school is the same way that they taught it in the early 1900s, and it hasn't changed. And the way that they administer tests and that you have to take the bar exam is if technology never existed and you can't utilize that.
Yeah.
Whereas now that I'm actually practicing, I have never not been able to use the internet to get
Yeah.
the job done.
I know. It's the most ridiculous thing ever.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like clients are coming to me saying, "Hey, I want you to uh, write this trust and estate for me, but not use any of the tools at your disposal and just do it straight from memory."
Yeah. It's ridiculous. It's the same with CPA exams. I took 3 of the 4 CPA exams. Actually, I took all 4. I only passed 3 of them, and then the fourth one I didn't retake because I was like, well, I'm not doing accounting anymore, so I'm not going to become a CPA. I
Right.
regret doing that. So part of me regrets it, but it's the same thing. It's like, okay, everything on this test I can look up in real time in the job. I
Mhm.
don't understand. I'm yeah, I don't know. It's just I think we're saying the same thing where it's like if we do come across a question and we don't know the answer, then we know how to find it and we have resources to find it and to understand it. But yeah, it's just
Yeah, I mean, we're coming to an age now where we don't need to purport to know all of the information all the time. We just need to know how to access the information
yeah,
and where to find it. And I think teaching kids how to use this technology and use it correctly would be extremely beneficial to them going out into the workforce and utilizing this technology.
Yeah, I agree. And I just think of, if we were to have the next generation leverage this technology, they're able to answer questions they have immediately and then action on those answers that they get immediately, and then they can continue to do that over and over and over again. If they're, 70% more efficient with their time, how much further in advance are they going to be as they get older, and how much further is technology going to progress, health, science, etc., because they have answers at a faster rate. uh, yeah, I just think it's so old fashioned to say, yeah, we're going to ban chat gpt.
Yeah.
Dude, I saw this TikTok. This is actually really funny. I saw this TikTok of a guy. He's a teacher at a public school. I don't know if he was in New York or not, but the school was banning Chat GPT,
Mhm.
and the school put a list of reasons why. And so he's a teacher, right?
Mhm.
So he takes the list of reasons why and he puts in a Chat GPT and he goes, "Hey, Chat GPT, give me 10 rebuttals why these reasons for using Chat GPT as a technology are wrong." And so Chat GPT pumped out 10 reasons and he just copied and pasted it as in an email and sent it back. And so he's like, on the TikTok, he's like, "I think it's very funny that the administration is literally having an argument with Chat GPT about whether or not that Chat GPT should be used." He's just like fueling the fire by any rebuttal that the administration has.
Uh-huh.
He just looks for a rebuttal on Chat GPT and sends the response back to him. It's
That's awesome.
amazing. It's phenomenal. I loved it. I'm like, this guy's a legend. Oh, it's so funny.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was great. But
Yeah.
like I mean, that's what it is, you know? It's
Mhm.
like, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, this technology, it's gonna be a part of our world, and rather than trying to fight it, it's best to leverage it and learn how to utilize it and make it as efficient as possible. And I mean,
Yeah.
that could be kind of the path that leads us down the same way that happened in Terminator, robots taking over. So I don't know. I mean, there's that balancing there. But I don't know that we're gonna get to that point where robots are gonna take over and Judgment Day comes with that.
There's a podcast with Elon Musk. I can't remember which podcast it was, but they asked Elon, how long they think AI will take to realize that it's smarter than humans. And one of the guys was like, "How long do you think it'll take? Like 10 years?" And Elon's like, "No, less than 10 years. It'll be less than 10 years when AI is smart enough to realize that it's smarter than us. It already is smarter than us." And he's like, that's something to think about. He's like, it's something that I think about, how do we deal with that when that time comes and what's going to happen.
Mhm.
He's Elon, he's like non-emotional about it. He's
Right.
like, no, I think it'll be less than 10 years that we'll see that. And it's like, oh wow, crazy.
Yeah.
I think Jordan Peterson, the psychologist, um he also commented on it. He's like, yeah, they're gonna get AI is gonna know, it's gonna become self-aware, right?
Mhm.
And he said that's gonna happen faster than we expect. Um, yeah, there's a lot of conspiracy theories that I have a friend who like loves, also hates AI. He's like always following it, and
Uh-huh.
he's always like talking about how Google and Facebook are like conspiring to take over the world with AI, and I don't know. And that's why Elon created Neuralink to make humans smarter and faster and better to combat
Bad
AI.
AI.
And yeah, so I don't know. It's
That's
just
interesting.
wild.
Yeah, that's an interesting theory.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, who knows? So, but yeah, those are some good things to think about, as we're going into this world and, how we're gonna adapt to it and deal with it.
I hope we become like Master Chief in my background here, where we just have like literally like an assistant like Cortana that we just like put like in the back of our Neuralink chip in our mind, and we're like, Cortana, show me the roadmap to get to my next destination, and then like a visualization in our eyes show
Yes.
like a map. That'd be
That
pretty
would,
sick, dude.
that would be cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be so sick if we could work like in tandem with AI.
Yes. So I think that would be the ultimate goal.
Yeah,
My goal is to have a house with Jarvis in it that can control everything and be as
yeah,
smart as Jarvis.
yeah. We're at like the Stone Age level of that with like Alexa and Google Home. I think I was like looking to see if I triggered mine just
Yeah,
there.
we may have triggered everybody else's that listens to
Yeah,
this too.
sorry about that, guys. My apologies.
No worries. But
Uh,
yeah, you know, and I get really frustrated with Amazon and some of the responses back, but you know, I I think we are in the stone age of that, and I hope that those assistants do get to the point where it can be like Jarvis and can let me know that I had gluten-free waffles one day when I forget what I had for breakfast.
yeah, yeah.
So
It'd be so cool to have that. It
yeah,
would be so cool to have that.
yeah, I would definitely love that. All right, is there anything else that you want to talk about tonight?
Um, Not really. I think that was a pretty strong. I mean, I liked what we talked about. I don't have anything else.
All right,
Um,
sounds great to me. All right. Well, thanks everyone to sticking with us and listening to our channel. We really appreciate all of your support. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. If not, that other button seems to do all right as well. Make sure you send it to somebody that you dislike so that they can listen to this as well. Ringling that dingling button so you always stay informed of new episodes as they come out. And with that, we will catch you all in the next one. Take care, stay safe, and stay classy.